Yo, what it is, guys? Mooky here, and today I'm giving you a new series, and it'd be based on a series I've been wanting to do what ifs on for a long time now since I started being a what if YouTube content creator. But I just haven't had the time, or I just felt too lazy to do it. This is what if Izuku was in Black Clover or isekai'd to Black Clover. And I know what some of you may be thinking, why do an isekai what if? Well, personally, I kind of like Black Clover now. At first, when it first came out, I just thought of it as just a copy and paste of Naruto. But now that I realize it is basically inspired by Naruto, and the more that I read it and more that I watched it, it's not as bad as I thought it was. It just has a slow, boring start. Just like My Hero Academia had the same thing. It was slow and boring to me as well. But it picked up when the second season came out, and the same thing goes for Black Clover when the dungeon arc came out as well. So yeah, I've been wanting to do a what if on Black Clover since both My Hero Academia and Black Clover were inspired by my all-time favorite anime, Naruto, of course. So yeah, I wanted to do a what if on my two favorite new gen anime protagonists met each other in the same universe. So yeah. And also, when I'm going to give you guys a hint, I'm going to get this Izuku that's going to go to the Black Clover universe will be the Izuku after the end of the war arc, actually. So yeah. So right after he lost to Shigaraki when All For One controlling him. That's when it's that Izuku. So yeah. Also, since it's going to be an Izuku that basically now has control of at least 45% of One For All and has control of Black Whip, Danger Sense, and even Smokescreen, this Izuku will be pretty overpowered. I'm just saying, guys. But I'll also be giving him the other quirks of the past One For All users as well, such as Nana's quirk being float, and also the third One For All user's quirk being Fa Jin as well. I'll also add the second user's quirk, but that's if the manga actually brings it up. So yeah, any rate, with all that said, let's get into this, and I hope you guys enjoy. As Izuku Midoriya battling against plus ultra Shigaraki being controlled by All For One, as he battles against him with his many companions being injured, being Bakugo, Shoto, and also Gran Torino, with soon Izuku's the only one standing between him and the successor of All For One, with Izuku rushing at Shigaraki and Shigaraki using the same radio waves quirk to blast Izuku back, with also controlling the Nomus. However, every time he keeps trying to fight back against Shigaraki, every time he looks at him, all he can see is somebody he wants to save. As he's in the air thinking this, as he feels like, is he going to die? Then everything goes black, and his consciousness fades away for a split second before waking up and seeing multiple people sitting in chairs, as he actually is familiar with a few of them, actually, with one of them being the first One For All user, the younger brother of All For One, Shigaraki. He also sees Nana Shimura, the fifth user, Daigoro Banjai, the quirk wielder of Black Whip, the sixth wielder of One For All, and also a few others that he doesn't recognize, as two of them basically facing a wall, not even looking at Izuku, and a puff of smoke, which actually looks more like All Might, actually. And the fourth user of One For All as well, as he believes he can remember his name being that of Hikage Shigemori, with soon Izuku being unable to speak due to, of course, having no mouth. But then the first One For All user saying, "Don't worry, even if you can't speak, we can understand your intentions by you just thinking it." But soon Izuku was actually taken back by that. Within, if that's the case, begins thinking to them on where he's at. Within, Banjo soon tells him that he's inside of One For All, speaking to all of us, that this is the perfect time to speak to him, if anything. With soon Izuku wanting to know what they wanted to talk to him about. Within, the third user of One For All basically turns around, looking at the green-eyed boy, telling him that right now, when you wake up, you won't be in your world, actually. But soon, Izuku's eyes begin widening when thinking to him, saying, "What do you mean, his world?" Within, the sixth user, N, tells him that they're currently not in Japan, actually. That they're currently in another world, in a world where quirks do not exist, but is inhabited by magic instead. With that, Izuku was pretty taken back, with actually surprised as hell, as he wonders how is this possible, with soon even that of the first One For All user saying, "We're not entirely sure. Once you blacked out, we were able to take notice outside your body and found out that our connection to Toshinori Yagi was weak. And not only that, we even found out that the world we're in is not our own. And that's all." With that, Izuku was really taken back by this, wondering if there's any way to get back. He's thinking this really frantically, scared on what could happen if he doesn't go back to their world. With soon, Nana begins telling him that that he has nothing to worry about, that all he just needs to do is just find a way. Right now, as they have no idea how fast time is, if there's a way to get back or not. But if there is, then they just need to make sure that they can get back, and that's all that matters. But soon, Izuku, clenching his fist and nodding at that answer. Within, the first user, Shigaraki, basically turns around, looking at the second, as he says, "You sure you don't want to speak to him at all?" With soon, he tilts his head down. The second user tilts his head down even more, thinking to himself, saying that, "What words do I have to say? Somebody as kind-hearted as him doesn't need advice from somebody who was once a villain after all." With hearing this, Izuku was taken back. Within, the third user sighing, saying, "Even though we were villains, we're still trying to do what's right after everything that has happened. Right now, we need to make sure to help young Midoriya get back to our world. Don't you think that matters more than sticking to that of being worthy or not?" Soon, he sighs, as soon the second user turns around, looking at Izuku, as he sees him with a massive scar on his face, saying, "Fine, I'll do what we can." As soon, he walks up to the chairs, as telling him that as time goes by, we'll give you our quirks more as you begin getting stronger. Right now, you won't be able to handle mine, but the others, you should be able to. Use this strength to help to find your way back home, young Izuku Midoriya." With hearing this, Izuku nods. But then, the first user, Shigaraki, saying, "It's time. It's time for you to wake up. Like we said, find a way back to our world. But first, you have to acclimate to this new one. Be vigilant and be ready, Izuku Midoriya." But soon now, Izuku wakes up as he's in a bed where he sees that his entire body is pretty bandaged up, but he doesn't feel like he's hurt or anything like that. Not only that, he looks at his hero costume. He doesn't even have his hero costume on, as he sees it that it's on a wall, but also realize that it doesn't even look like it's been ripped or anything. Even his Air Force gloves, his gauntlets, and even his Iron Soul boots are completely repaired, as he has no idea how's that even possible, as they were completely and utterly wrecked by Shigaraki. He soon gets out of the bed and walks over to his costume, saying, "But how? I mean, there's no way that," as he soon remembers on what the vestiges of One for All told him, that this is a world of magic. Possibly anything could happen, even healing, even repairing clothing like this. With soon, Izuku moves around as he realizes that he may be bandaged up, but he doesn't feel like he's been hurt. Has he been healed as well? With soon, he looks outside as he sees that a young boy with gray silver hair basically getting punched in the face by a young woman that looks like a nun. With Izuku actually was taken back by this and begins freaking out like crazy, with wondering on what the hell is going on. After hearing Izuku's, screams after, the blonde-haired boy, the young female nun looks behind her and sees Izuku actually somewhat, terrified. When soon she walks over to Izuku, saying, "Oh, you're finally awake. I'm so glad." Soon Izuku getting out of his shocked expression, saying, thank you for helping me, was it?" With soon saying, "Oh, I just healed your wounds. If anything, you should be thanking Asta. He's the one that carried you here." With soon saying, "Asta?" He begins thinking to himself that the name sounds pretty Japanese, actually. With then, Asta stands back up and looks at Izuku, saying, "Hey, you are awake. I'm so glad that you're all right, man. I just found you basically almost half unconscious and looked like you were in death's door." With soon Izuku saying, "Thanks." As soon Asta saying, "The name's Asta. This is Sister Lily." Soon Izuku saying, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. My name is Izuku Midoriya, but you can call me Deku if you want." With soon as Asta saying, "Deku? Izuku? Your name sounds so weird. Where are you from?" With soon Izuku begins saying that he was from Masafu, but then realized that soon he can't really say that he's from another city, and possibly Masafu doesn't even exist in this world. With then saying, I can't remember, actually." With soon Asta saying, "What? You can't remember where you're from?" Saying, "I think I can only remember my name and that's it. I can't remember anything else, where I'm from or who I am really, just my name." With soon Lily bends down to Izuku's level, with soon saying, "Oh, you poor child. You could stay here if you feel like it until you get your memories back." With soon Asta saying, "Yeah, if anything, you seem like you look like a strong person if you were in a bad fight like that. So you care to help me out?" With Izuku saying, maybe a little while," as he wants to get a feel of everything. But then was cut off as he heard another male voice as being, "Asta, are you messing with Sister Lily again? You know she's never going to reciprocate your feelings, though." With soon Asta saying, "Hey, shut up, Yuno." With soon Izuku saying, "Yuno? That's another Japanese name." But then he looks at Sister Lily, saying, but she has more of an European or Eastern and Western name. So is this some kind of like fantasy? Is this world fantasy? I remember the vestiges saying that this world has magic instead of quirks, but I haven't seen any soon. As then, Yuno, who begins doing laundry, as ignoring Asta, began using wind magic to dry the laundry. But soon, Izuku saying, whoa, so that's magic. It's so cool. As he looks like he has that a bit of stars in his eyes. Within, actually looking at Izuku, saying, who are you? Within, Asta saying, this guy is Izuku, but you can call him Deku, as he said. I found him basically almost half dead and brought him here. Sister Lily fixed him right up. With soon, saying, I see. So, Asta actually did something good for once instead of being a deadweight shrimp. With soon, Asta getting pissed, saying, who are you calling deadweight shrimp? As Izuku was really taken back with Asta screaming like the top of his lungs, as it almost kind of reminded him of Bakugo, but less, threatening and more annoyance than anything. With soon, Yuno walks over to Izuku while basically ignoring Asta, saying, so, Deku, was it? Where are you from? With soon, Izuku saying, I don't remember, actually. If anything, I don't remember anything except my name. But can you tell me where I'm at, by any chance? With soon, was taken back by that. With then, Sister Lady say that he's in Hage Village, in the Clover Kingdom. But soon, Izuku thinks, Clover Kingdom, huh? So I've thought so. There isn't anything close to, Japan or other nations here. So that also means I really am in another world. The vestiges weren't joking or messing with me. So that means I really do need to find a way back home. Thinking. So I see. I'm in the Clover Kingdom, and this is Hage Village. By any chance, is there any way near any close cities nearby? With soon, saying, the capital is at least a 2-day travel from here. But other than that, that's the closest city that's near Hage. But soon, Izuku saying, I see. Within, Asta saying, hey, if you feel like it, you can travel with me and Yuno in the next couple of days. But soon, Izuku saying, wait, you guys are leaving? With then, Asta basically stands up saying, I'm going to go to the capital, do the Magic Knight exam, and become the Wizard King. With soon, Izuku basically, tilts his head sideways saying, Wizard King? With soon, saying, like they're going to let a magicless shrimp like you to become Wizard King, because I'm the one who's going to be Wizard King, Asta. With soon, hearing this, Asta getting pissed at his foster brother. With then, Izuku saying, what's the Wizard King? Within the two brothers looking at the green-eyed boy. With soon, Asta saying, you seriously don't know what the Wizard King is? So you must really do have amnesia. With soon, Izuku saying, hey, yes, I do, but I really don't know. With soon, Sister Lily grabs Asta by his jacket collar, as saying, Asta, you're freaking the young boy out. Calm down. With soon, began explaining what the Wizard King is, being the most powerful mage in the Clover Kingdom, and that all respect him. As Izuku began thinking, so it's like being the symbol of peace? Like the number one hero here in this world? Huh. Kind of makes sense. Every world has something like that after all. As he also begins thinking Magic Knights too. Maybe if I join the Magic Knights, I should be able to find a way to get back home. With thinking, they could be the symbols of heroes in this world too. So so they may have more information and knowledge that normal people don't. So with soon, Izuku saying, sure, if you don't mind letting me tag along, just tell me when you guys are ready to leave, and I'll be ready to tag along. With soon, Asta saying, cool, maybe when we get to the capital, you'll find somebody that recognizes you, Deku. With soon, Izuku saying, yeah, thanks, Asta. With then, soon Asta brings out his grimoire, saying, well, I'm gonna head out to get back to training. Don't wait up. With soon, Izuku saying, wait, a book just showed up out of the air. With then, Izuku also remembers that Sister Lily had the same thing when punching Asta. With then, Sister Lily saying, oh, right, since you don't have your memories, by any chance, do you have a grimoire? With Izuku saying, I don't. Or if I did, I probably don't remember even how to bring it out. With soon, Sister Lily saying, oh, I see. With then, she bringing out her 3-leaf clover grimoire, with showing it to Izuku. A grimoire basically is allows people to improve their magic skills and abilities. But also says that Asta has no magic, and Yuno is considered to be a prodigy with his wind magic. But soon, Izuku hears this saying, I see. Within, thinking to himself, Asta may be the same as me. I was born quirkless, so being born with no magic, he's probably been ostracized and looked down upon by other people, just like me. Within, clenching his fist, saying, is Asta okay with feeling like he having no magic? With soon a couple of kids in the orphanage basically telling him that he's always been the type to never give up. Even though he doesn't have magic, it's still weird knowing that he has a grimoire. But he doesn't let it get to him too badly. With hearing this, Izuku couldn't help but smile, thinking, okay, that's good to hear. Within, Yuno noticed that Izuku was smiling at hearing that, and thinking he was more worried about Asta's well-being because he didn't have any magic, and yet he just met him. Just looking at him, I can tell he's a guy that cares more about people's well-being. Just like that stupid dorksta. Soon, Yuno walks off, with Sister Lily saying, Yuno, are you okay? With saying, I'm going out to train as well, with my grimoire, before leaving. And also knowing that idiot, he's going to be working until he exhausts himself. So I'll make sure to bring him back too. With soon, Yuno goes off using his wind magic. Within, Izuku saying, so, this is magic. A world without quirks. As Izuku basically roams around Hage village and begins thinking to himself, so everybody uses magic. I guess Asta may be the exception. It's pretty weird. With soon, everybody looks at Izuku as he doesn't have his hero costume on, as he just has some, regular casual clothes on, as he walks around the village and many people wondering who he is. With soon, Izuku wished that he had his notebook with him and wish he can write some things down. But maybe he can probably get a new notebook and probably get some information and stuff down as well. With soon, Izuku heads to that secluded spot around in the forest where he doesn't think that anybody's around, as he begins hoping that he can still tap into One for All. But soon, he begins to feel the surge of One for All flowing through his body as he uses full cow. As then, he thinks that this is awesome. But soon, he prepares another. He tries Black Whip, as he soon slowly brings out a small fraction of it out of his knuckles. With soon, then he tries also Smoke Screen as well. With then Izuku thinking to himself, this is perfect. They did say I would have more access to their quirks in this world than I did before. Maybe I should try float next. With Izuku saying, but I can't push myself too far. If I do, Recovery Girl isn't in this world, so that means my wounds won't be healed as much as before. With then Izuku basically thinking this to himself, I really hope that the others are okay without me. With then Izuku saying, just shakes his head saying, I have more of a reason to get back now. Who knows what the League of Villains, Shigaraki, and All for One is going to be planning if I don't get back. After this new surge of motivation and confidence, he begins training to master One for All even more. Now that he has at least control over 40% of One for All now, he wants to focus on mastering other parts of his quirk, that being that of Black Lips and Smokescreen, as he still hasn't figured out much about Danger Sense, as he begins thinking that the name applies, that it only works if he's in danger and things like that. But soon, Izuku feels like he's ready, but he wants to try one other thing before he leaves to go to the capital with Yuno and Asta, and that is at least try float one time before then. But soon, he realized that there is a high peak at Hage Village, as it being on top of a massive, skull head, as it looks like that of a monster, with Izuku basically feeling like this cannot be real. With soon Asta saying, yeah, that's the monster, that's the demon that the first Wizard King defeated here in Hage Village. With soon Izuku saying, Asta, I saw you just standing here. It's pretty something crazy, isn't it? With Izuku saying, yeah, I never expected demons actually existed in this world. With soon Yuno saying, well, most people don't believe him. Some believe that this is just some magical creature that just died here in the village and not a demon at all. But it is a symbol of the Wizard King's power as well. So why you plan on going there? Saying, I want to test out something, guys. If you don't mind, could you, soon, Yuno and Asta just stand by saying, you got it. With Yuno saying, don't come to me if you plan on getting yourself hurt. But soon, Izuku smiles, but then heading to the top of the giant demon skull head. Within, they all actually were surprised as they see that Izuku is just running up there like it's nothing. With soon reaching the top, as he sees a statue of a person on top of it, saying, I'm guessing this must be the first Wizard King? It's weird that they put a statue all the way up here, if anything. Well, soon he looks up and he can actually see the entire village from up there, as it's quite the view. Soon he begins surging One for All through his body, taking a deep breath and hoping that he can feel Nana Shimura's quirk through his body. As he soon takes a deep breath, he jumps off the giant skull. But soon, Asta and Yuno were actually surprised. But soon, Izuku saying, please feel it. Please give me your quirk, Miss Shimura. Then he begins feeling like he stopped. As he opens his eyes, he sees that he actually is floating. He's floating in the air. As it's just crazy. More than anything, as he begins, flying around like crazy. With soon, Asta and Yuno were really taken back by this. With soon, Asta having that of a dopey face, saying, hey, Yuno, do you think Izuku has wind magic like you? With soon, Yuno saying, unlike you, I don't sense any magic from him whatsoever. So whatever he's doing, it is not magic. With soon Izuku just screams like that of a crazy idiot, which then lands right next to Yuno and Asta, as it feels like he just landed on solid concrete. As it wasn't for One For All, it would hurt way much more. Suit saying, need to work on the landing. With soon, the two foster brothers just looking surprised, saying, ta-da? With soon, Asta saying, Izuku, Deku, how did you do that? Tell me, you gotta tell me. I didn't know that you had magic like that. Saying, I can't tell you like this if you keep shaking me. With soon, Asta stopped shaking the green-eyed boy, with also realizing, wow, he's pretty toned. Not on my level, but damn. With soon, even Yuno's in all ears, saying, what I did was something similar to that of magic. I think I'm starting to realize on what I can do, but if this, maybe I can use this during the Magic Night exam, and I should be able to get in easily, right? As he says this with an innocent smile, but soon Asta couldn't help but gives Izuku a thumbs up, saying, definitely, man, you got this. But soon, even Yuno was taken back by this and couldn't help but give off a little smirk, saying, if you can do something like that, they'd be stupid not to choose you, Deku. With soon, Izuku couldn't help but smile at the compliments he was getting from his two new friends in this world, saying, thanks, guys. With that, the day has now come for both Yuno, Asta, and Izuku to head to the capital for the Magic Night exam. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. And sorry if this doesn't go all the way in depth to the Magic Nights. I just wanted to focus more on Izuku's, trying to get to know this world more before I start getting into the nitty gritty of things. Just letting you guys know, okay? So yeah. Also, how do you guys like that Izuku is going to get all of the quirks of One For All a lot more earlier than he normally would be in canon? And get a lot more stronger too. Also, a couple days ago, or probably a week ago, or even a month, you guys may have saw a community poll if I should give Izuku a grimoire. And if you guys actually say yes, I'll give it to him. If you guys say no, then no. But that's if I give Izuku magic or anything like that. But if I don't give him a grimoire and he stays, magicless, there's a scene that I want to do in the future. But hey, it's what you guys want. It's what you guys want. So like and subscribe. Please hit that bell notification. Also check out my Discord and gaming channel. Links will be in the description below, and Bilibili Comics too. The links to their website, App Store, and Google Play will be down below. So with all that said, this is Mooky, signing out. White Fox, play us off, girl.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell, and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!